Welcome to Flowret's Storytime.
The Acorn of Friendship. In a big, sunny forest lived a little squirrel named Squeaky. More than anything, Squeaky loved collecting acorns. He had big ones, small ones, round ones, and long ones, all piled high in his cozy nest. One day, a tiny field mouse named Pip timidly approached Squeaky's tree. "Excuse me?" he squeaked. "My family is so hungry. Could we please have just one small acorn?" Squeaky hugged his acorns tightly. "No," he chattered, stamping his foot. "These are all my acorns. Go and find your own." He turned his back, and poor Pip scurried away with an empty belly. Later that morning, while scampering through the leaves, Squeaky found the most wonderful acorn he had ever seen. It was perfectly round, shiny, and bigger than his own head. He rolled it all the way back to his nest, huffing and puffing. "This one," he declared to himself, "is my most special prize." He placed it right at the very top of his pile. Meanwhile, a little rabbit with floppy ears was new to the forest. Her name was Rosie, and she looked a little lost as she hopped through the unfamiliar woods, her tummy rumbling with hunger. Rosie's nose twitched, and she smelled the wonderful scent of acorns. She followed the smell to Squeaky's tree and saw his nest, overflowing with food. "Oh, hello," she said sweetly. "I'm having a very hard time finding food," Rosie explained. "Could I please have just one of your acorns?" Squeaky immediately jumped in front of his giant acorn. "No," he chattered, just as he had to the mouse. "These are my acorns. Go and find your own." Rosie's ears drooped, and she sadly hopped away. High above, a wise old owl named Barnaby blinked his big round eyes. "A storm is coming," he hooted softly. "It is always better to face a storm with a friend." Squeaky ignored the owl, but soon the sky turned dark gray. A strong wind began to howl through the trees, and big, splishy, splashy raindrops started to fall. The storm had arrived. Squeaky shivered in his nest as the tree swayed back and forth. He tried to hold on to his acorns, but the wind was too strong. A huge gust shook the branch. Whoosh! His giant, perfect acorn wobbled, rolled to the edge, and fell right out of the nest. "My acorn!" Squeaky cried, watching it disappear into the stormy darkness below. Down below, Rosie was safe and sound in her warm burrow at the bottom of the tree. She heard Squeaky's cry and peeked her head out, her floppy ears getting wet in the rain. She saw Squeaky looking scared and alone. "Quick!" she called out over the wind. "Come down and shelter in my burrow with me. It's warm and safe here." Squeaky felt ashamed. Rosie, who he had been so mean to, was offering to help him. He carefully scrambled down the wet trunk and scurried into the burrow. It was warm and dry inside. Rosie welcomed him with a gentle smile. "I'm sorry," Squeaky whispered. "I shouldn't have been so selfish." "It's okay," Rosie said kindly. "The storm is scary, but we are safe together." The next morning, the sun was shining, and the forest was fresh and clean. "Let's go look for your special acorn," Rosie suggested. Together, they searched all around the bottom of the tree. But the giant acorn was gone, washed away by the storm. Squeaky's ears drooped. Rosie gently nudged him with her nose. "It's just an acorn," she said softly. "But now you have a friend." Squeaky's heart felt warm. He realized that having a friend to share with was much, much better than having the biggest acorn all to himself. "You're right," he said, and he led Rosie up to his nest, offering her the biggest, tastiest acorn he had left. They shared everything from that day on and were the very best of friends.
See you soon at Flowret's Storytime!